My friends, how are you guys doing? Thank you guys for coming out on a Wednesday night, right? It's Wednesday, right? All right, you kind of lose track on tour. Can I ask you guys a question? Even if you said no, I'm still gonna ask. If God could talk to you tonight, if he could speak to you, what do you think he would say to you? I know it's a bit of an odd question. If God could speak to you, what would he say to you? It's a pretty unnerving question if you think about it. I don't know how you feel about when you hear that. Maybe it makes you afraid, uncomfortable, possibly make you feel ashamed. But our God is not silent. We don't have to wonder what he would say. You see, one of the first incredible ways that our God has spoken has been through his creation. He has shown himself, his invisible qualities, his divine nature has been clearly seen in all that is made. When you leave tonight, look out into the sky and you will see a whole world, a whole universe that you can barely fathom. I know you guys are in a landlocked state, but if you've been to an ocean and you just look out, you cannot see the end and you cannot see the bottom. If you cannot even fathom the grand nature of the creation, how much greater is the Creator? And beyond what has been made in what we can see, he's made you. All of you are incredible beings, complex, unique. You are all one of one amongst trillions, which is incredible to consider. No repeats, no carbon copies. You exist uniquely now in this moment because you were a thought on God's mind before he created the world. He knew your name, your eye color, everything about you. But God hasn't just spoken in creation. The Creator stepped into creation and took on flesh and blood just like you and I. Which is a crazy thing to think about, that the Creator stepped into creation and became like his creatures. He did that to come and speak to people like you and I, to bring a message to us. And the thing that's crazy is when you think about our world, and you consider what our world is like, what is the message that God has to say? Because if you turn on the news, what is our world like? It's full of hatred, war, genocide, murder, rape, and every other evil under the sun you could possibly conceive. You don't have to turn the news on for more than a minute to just see there is just like a den of evils in the hearts of men throughout the world. But it's not just out there in the world, is it? Because if we look at ourselves, if we look in the mirror, we're not as we ought to be either. We don't love the way that we should. We don't care for others the way that we should. The ones that we love the most are the ones we hurt the deepest. We don't offer to one another the love they deserve, and we don't offer to God the love he deserves either. And it might make you wonder, in light of how we have wrecked and ruined this thing that God has made good, what is his message to a people like that, who have filled the world with evil and have filled our hearts with hatred? We don't have to wonder what his message is. We don't have to wonder what he was about, because this is the incredible thing. For all the people that claim to speak for Jesus about who he is and what he was about and why he came, Jesus spoke for himself. So you don't have to listen to anyone. You can listen to my words, but go see it in the Bible. This is exactly what he said. He said, the Son of Man has not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Your God came into the world with this message to sinners like you and me, that he came not to be served, but to serve the likes of you and I, and to offer up his life for us. Because the reality is this: there's a death we deserve, and there's a goodness we don't have. And he came, and he did both of those things for us. He died in your place, and gave you the goodness that you do not have, and that I do not have. And this is what he said: I give it to you freely as a gift. There's no work, but to come to him in faith, trusting that he is that good. Do you believe him?